Well, welcome back, everybody. We're on to our next exciting topics, but just again, I'm just going to keep harping on this the whole show. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Um, but running to our next one. So our next one that we're going to talk about. This game was kind of fun to watch, depending on which team you enjoyed watching, but was not what I would call suspenseful. From the out the gate, you knew what was going to happen. So we're talking about the New York Jets and the New England Patriots, and a game that New England won 54 to the Jets 13. So Sam, what do you think there, Sam?
I think the Patriots needed this. The Patriots needed this win. I mean, they have had games that have been so close and they have lost it. And I think this win gives them a little bit of confidence, especially since it was at home. Um, I think Jones played a great game. He had 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I was more amazed by the running back Harris that had 106 yards
But
on
on
14
14
carries.
carries,
On 14
7.6 yards
carries.
in average. Giving the
Okay.
ball 7.6 yards.
So I mean, I thought it was Johnson in a the Browns Johnson out there, and he just put a Harris on in the back of the jerseys. Apparently, Belichick. But this was a good game for Patriot fans. It was, they understand that their team is not going to be Tom Brady. They're going through the not having Tom Brady era, and it was a good win for the team. It was a good win for the fans, Patriot fans, especially our cousin who's a huge Patriot fan,
Which one?
and Julie, and so you knew going into the game that Belichick was not going to take a loss from the Jets. He was going to get his team after a overtime loss to the Cowboys. The Jets, the Patriots needed a game to show their fans
Well,
that they are capable, and this was
and
a good game for them.
And don't forget,
Everybody knew
they
walking into the
played the
game,
Buccaneers
Jets
close.
were
They
going to
played
lose.
the Cowboys close too. They're uh, they're a good team. If you look past
Yeah.
these guys,
Oh,
well,
most
that's on
definitely.
you. Now, I
Well,
will
no,
say
I
this.
said they're a good team.
Well, yeah, they are. Yeah, no, definitely. But I will say this about the Jets. I'm thinking right about now, Solei's kind of wishing he might still be in San Francisco playing with that defense, trying to figure things out because his soiree into the head coaching has not been super great. Now, when your first time being a head coach,
First
obviously is
year.
different.
First year. Come
First year,
on
I
now.
know,
First year.
but look at like Harbaugh's first year, right? And even like Shanahan's first year was rough, but when they got the pieces in place, it started to look, real good, right? But as I said, I've been critical of Saleh even with this time with the Niners because he has a history of Dan Quinning it.
Mm.
I'm going to do 3 out of the 4, but you got 1 out of the 4 that's just not going to be there. Now, that being said, apparently, and injuries and
Dan
all that stuff
Quinn's
are
doing a
involved
great
there.
job in Dallas.
He is doing a great job in Dallas. But now, never mind. The Jets got blown out. They weren't even in this game. They were in it until the clock started moving. So this one's going. But what do you think? Now the Jets are bringing back. They're making a return of the Flacco. They're bringing Joe Flacco back. Flacco's been a backup. Now he's going to come back. I believe that you don't do that unless you're expecting. You want him to get out here. You want him to get on the field to give you some time. Um, so that's
You don't think he's going to back up White?
eventually. Well, out of the gate.
Yes.
No, they brought him back for a specific reason. Well, I mean, maybe, right? Because to me, I just anywhere you cut this, it's like this reeks of desperation. Like,
Mm.
because everybody, I would imagine everybody at this point looks at Flacco and goes, "Why are you still playing? Did you like lose all the money in Vegas, or like what? Why are you still playing? You've won your Super Bowl.
He
You've
loves the
played on
game.
great teams. He loves the game. Why are you playing? You, if you love the game, then even you know when it's time to say, I love the game, and go love. No, continue loving it. Love it from somewhere else. Go get in the
Mm.
announcer's booth. Go be a coach. Your time as a player is done. It's a wrap. Cut it loose, right? Um, but he's still out there, and and it's just one of those, like, when you get to a spot where you say, hey, we got our injury here. What are we gonna do? Now you say to yourself, well, let's bring back Flacco. I mean, that's one of those where it's like, have things really gotten that bad? I mean, and the answer being, yes, but I'm still just kind of amazed at that one. And maybe that'll help. Maybe it is meant to be kind of a, hey, let's have them back up so that we've got some experience there, and maybe that's the
Mhm.
plan. But yeah, this one here is one of those, like, where do you go as a new head coach? Where do you go from here? Because you're not even sure at this point if you've got the building blocks to build on the future. So where do you go?
Well, hold on. Didn't Flacco replace Sam Darnold when he was playing bad in the Jets? And then the Jets started playing some close games. They did lose, but they started playing some close games and then actually won a game. So maybe there is they feel some magic in
And
Flacco.
and you literally just said, and then actually to manage to win a game. Like, so what you're saying is,
I just
what you're saying is
saying.
Flacco is better than Darnold. No, but
That's
you never know. You never know, right? It could be a
true enough.
resurgence of sorts. It could help out. There's all sorts of, you just never know what's going to happen. But, for the Jets right now, I just stay watching the game, watching this move, bringing Flacco back there. It just, to me, this looks like we're going to grasp at anything that looks like it might help. We're grasping at whatever we can do because, and rightfully so. In reality, when, if you think about it, when you're 1-6, whatever it is, 1-5, 1-6, 1-5. When you reach that point, right? At that point, you are going to do you. I mean, your season is all but over. You're right. There's still hope, but not much of it. So at this point, well, what do you have to lose? Try anything and everything to find whatever that spark is, so that hopefully, at a minimum, you can find the spark that you can use to build on for next year. So I think I kind of think that's where the Jets, or as an organization, have gotten. Um, I hope Delay figures it out. So let's put it there. But enough of the Jets. Let's move on to the way more exciting game. I had a blast watching this one, and I haven't gone back and seen exactly how we totally fared out over
I
the
was
weekend.
wrong.
But this was the one that I was like, I liked it. Not only were you wrong, you were wrong. Like I said,
It
the
happens.
the Chiefs and the Titans. The Titans won this game handily. They won 27-3, right?
Hmm.
20 they won 27-3. When you go to the stats, this is about where I thought we were going to be. Derrick Henry, 29 carries for 86 yards, 3 yards a carry. Not the world's greatest day for a running back, right? But his 29 carries for 86 yards propelled Ryan Tannehill to 21 completions on 27 attempts for 270 yards, one touchdown, one interception. That's These are the areas, and with Tannehill he ran for a touchdown as well. So you know, and well, so if you give Henry this credit, right? He threw for one. That could have been another one that he ran in and scored himself. Tannehill ran for one. That's one he could have ran and scored from himself. So there's those 2 touchdowns that he could have had in there too. So let's not get that in there. And you got AJ Brown, 8 receptions, 133 yards, 1 touchdown, 9 targets. Right? It's a game that the Chiefs went into knowing that Tennessee was going to run the ball. Why? Because Tennessee has told everybody and made no bones about it. We are going to run the ball first. Like, if you want to know, like, what's Tennessee going to do this week? We are going to run the ball down your throat. That's what we're going to do. Now, if we struggle with that, then we'll throw the ball. But primarily, we want to run the ball down your throats. Everybody knew that going in there. It was not a surprise. The Chiefs went in there and they said, let's get in here and let's cause problems in the running game. And they did. They just forgot about the other side of it. And so it was like, hey, we're going to focus here. Like, oh, wait, what do you mean? He's not supposed to throw the ball. That's cheating. They can't do that. And, and so, we saw what I think we expected to see from the Titans offense. Watching this game, if you've watched ESPN, you've listened to anything, everybody's got the same thing to say on the Chiefs side of the ball. One of the issues right now, and I like to call it the Peyton Manning effect, right? If you watch Mahomes play, he is always seeking out the touchdown. Big play, big play, big play, big play, big play, big play, big play. Now, don't get me wrong, that has helped him out a lot earlier in his career. But he's reaching a point where he doesn't, the superstar talent that he had has gotten figured out. His talent's getting figured out. This game here, while they only scored the 3 points, doesn't really show the position the offense was in, because a lot of this was areas in which Mahomes had folks that he could get the ball to. He had open folks, but he took so many shots down the field and took these, high risk, high reward options, right? And they came back to bite him because you're not always going to get those. And if you recall, like, rewind the clock to Peyton Manning's early to mid-career stuff, when it was, basically a lot of competition between Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, and Tom Brady. The big differentiator between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning was always trying to push the ball down the field, like throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. Tom Brady was willing to say, okay, you'll give me 3 yards, I'm going to take the 3 yards. You give me 4 yards, I'm going to take the 4 yards. Mahomes is in that spot where he really needs to focus on, hey, I get it. You think you got a 50-50 shot of launching this thing 60 yards down the field on first down, but you got like a 99-1 shot of completing the ball for 8 yards. You've really got to make that decision because you're doing it so early and so often that you're almost taking points off the board for yourself, where it's like, hey, if we just dink and dunk this, we should at least get a field goal out of it, right? And it's like people underestimate the value of a field goal, because a field goal will keep you in a game. It will keep you in a spot where you don't have to abandon your playbook. You don't have to push the ball down the field because, hey, yeah, they're ahead, but they're still not ahead by a touchdown. So a touchdown puts us in the lead, so we can continue playing our game. And I think this is just one of those, as he said, where some of this comes back to him, where he needs to take that step back, and play football. Stop trying to win the game in one play, because there's no 50-point play, right? The best you can do is 6. You can get 6 points on a play. That's the best you can do. So take your time, get down the field, do that, and give your defense some help. Because in reality, the big plays, they're great. They sound good. Too many of those, you put your defense in a spot where they're run down. Defenses love it when you have, a 12-minute, 13-play drive. Go down the field, right? Yeah, and he obviously he got hurt there at the end. I don't think it was anything serious. I think it was more or less one of those, like, you got to go through the protocol, but at that point the game was done. And so it's like any coach is going to be like, go sit down and figure yourself out, because we're not going to win this one, and I need you to figure yourself out because we've got a long season ahead of us. I think it is one of those where the Chiefs are going to have to figure things out relatively quick. But they're also in a division where they can still, come back and win the division. But that's what I saw. What did you see, Sam?
I completely agree with you. I think the Mahomes need to learn about the time of possession, but also I need Mahomes to counsel his younger brother, older brother, or whoever his brother is, to stop being a distraction at football games. I think one of the games that he poured water um, on Ravens fans that were going after him about the Ravens beating them, and then
Mm-hmm.
he also did a TikTok thing as far as the at the Washington game. They're just like stop, just stop making getting bad news about yourself or bad press about your brother, where your brother had to come and just be another that he's not playing well, but also have to discuss your actions. Cut it out. But going to the game, I agree with everything you said. Mahomes needs to learn about time of possession and that time of possession works. If a defense is going to give you um, so many yards, yes, it is boring going down the field. Maybe it is. Maybe you love the throwing the 50-yard touchdown or 60-yard touchdown, but your objective is to win a game. And the last time I checked, the Kansas City Chiefs defense looked like the Dallas Cowboys of last year's defense. They look horrible, horrible. I mean, it's already bad enough that Mahomes is turning the ball over more this year, and they have to be get on the field. But if you're not even producing points, that means they're even on the field more times that you're not producing points. So you know, I don't know how the Chiefs are gonna be able to fix this. You know, Andy Reid is a very smart coach. I'm hoping that I wonder if they have a bye. Do they have a bye? I'm thinking they may have a
Uh,
bye this weekend. But if they don't, then I mean, honestly, Mahomes need to do some soul searching because this is this is not gonna get them into the postseason.
no, actually, so they play this upcoming week. They play New York Giants. They play Monday night against the Giants.
Okay, they should win that game. They should win that game. They should. I said they should win that game.
Nah, you're right. They should. Whether I mean, but as we've seen before, that teams kind of messed that up. But hopefully they get something out of this. This is a game that they need. This is almost this. No, not almost. This is a must win. I think if they don't win this game, I think you just lose the morale and the spirit of the team, and that's it for the year. So that's my take.
I'm sorry. I will have to say, Honey Badger. I'm not saying you suck as a player. No, your other teammates do. Okay, you are good. Got a lot of love for you.
Mm-hmm. Because Honey Badger don't care.
All
All right. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will jump on to the Washington football team. Love the name, and the Packers, and then the Falcons and Dolphins.
right.
Hit the subscribe button.